This is problem 3.12 from Francois Tardieu's Backgammon Strategic Concepts book. This is from chapter 3, Playing with or Against a Lone Back Checker. This is the position where green rolled a 4-2. Our home board's in the bottom right. Our opponent has already escaped one of their back checkers and now is getting ready to escape the second one. We'll look at the two top moves and try to figure out which one is best and why. I'll give you my quick observations on each move. We'll look at some of Tardieu's key points. We'll see Tardieu's expert analysis, getting feedback from XG. We'll look at Tardieu's summary and then modify the position at the end of the video. Finally, I'll show you Rainer Birkle's website XG to Anki, where Rainer offers digital flashcard decks, including one on Tardieu's book. Tardieu says our main priority, our number one priority when playing against an opponent who's already escaped one of the back checkers is to stop this last back checker from getting to freedom. Here's the first possible move. Moving 11 to 5, hitting the blot on the 5 point, sending white to the bar. This fights for a valuable point, the 5 point, sends white to the bar. Our advanced anchor here on the 20 point allows us to play boldly and hit loose like this. We're not going to get blitzed or primed in if we do get hit back. And it's easier to re-enter if we do get hit back. Well, we can come back on any of these points here. We lose a lot of ground in the race, though, if white does hit us when he comes back in. And this leaves many return shots for white to come in and hit us. Any 5, 4-1, 1-4, 2-3, 3-2. The next move is to cover our blot on the 11 point and slot the 4 point like this. This makes the 11 point a strong structural point which blocks white's sixes. Slots a good innerboard point, the 4 point. Leaves only 4 rolls for white to safely escape to the midpoint. And it strips our midpoint and our 8 point as well, though, however. Compare both moves. Think of the features of each move, the pip count, the strength of each player's board, threats facing each player, and decide which move you would make. And let's see what Tardieu and XG have to say. Play where we're hitting 11 to 5. With a loose hit on the 5 point, Tardieu says, we can take the initiative and prepare to make a 3rd point in our home board. Unfortunately, we don't have quite enough material for a strong blitz. Additionally, the fact that there are no more blots for us to hit, along with white's flexibility, make this attacking play less attractive. Lastly, and very importantly, we're going to lose a lot of ground in the race if white hits us back with one of their 15 return shots. Here, the fight for the 5 point, which is such a frequent part of the opening phase of the game, is overshadowed by a calmer, more balanced play. This play. 13-11, 8-4, covering our blot and slotting the 4 point, secures the furthest structural point, the 11 point here, away from the 5 point, 6 away. Offers the best control over white's last remaining back checker. Even better, it slots the 4 point, which we can quickly build later and will help when and if we eventually get a shot. By avoiding the shot on the 5 point, but by not hitting now and strengthening our board, we will maintain our racing chances over the long term and improve our position for any shots we might get later. This calm and balanced play keeps all of our medium and long-term options open while improving our pressure on white's lone back checker. So by not hitting now, we're putting another obstacle in white's way, strengthening our board so that if we do get a shot at white again, we'll have a stronger board and more chance to hold him back. And if that doesn't work out, we still are very close in the race. We're still up in the race. It gives us a lot of opportunities. And making this move is hurting the mobility of white's checker by putting this extra obstacle in front of white and strengthening our board. Tardieu summary: when we're ahead or even in the race, it's better to build structure, improve our structure, strengthen our structure, and try to control the last back checker than it is to hit loose. We modify the position and increase white's lead in the race, but put a blot in his home board by moving a checker from the midpoint to white's 1 point. So it looks like this. Now white's ahead by 17 pips before the roll, and he has a white a blot in his home board. XG says when that happens and we change the board like that, now we must hit 11 to 5. I believe sending white to the bar is now both more critical, so it's more important for us to hit now because we're so far behind in the race, and it's less risky because now white has this blot that we could possibly hit. So now it's more important and more critical for us to hit the blot 11 to 5. If I put the blot on any of these points in white's home board, it's still XG tells us we should hit no matter where this blot is on the 1 point, 2 point, 3, 4. I think I'm interpreting this correctly, but I might be missing something. Let me know if you agree or not, or if you have a question or comment. All feedback is welcome. Check out Rainer Birkle's outstanding website, XG to Anki, where you can find and download digital flashcard decks for Tardieu's book, along with flashcards from other grandmasters of backgammon. Here's Reiner's card for this position that we just went over. Notice how Reiner's cards have the XG analysis for multiple match scores. We went over the unlimited money games. Reiner has it for 4 other types of match scores. You can even add your own notes, as I'm doing here, to each card. I've been studying with Reiner's cards, and it's really helping my game. I highly recommend adding Reiner's cards to your backgammon studies.